Right guys, Santa Claus has brought me a box. Well, I say Santa Claus, it's me really. I bought myself a box. There we go then, it's a MIG welder. It is a 170, yeah, 3-phase. It's a nice little ESAB. Looking at there. Nice little machine. I've worked as a welder for many years, so I fell in love with the ESABs and I really like them, so I decided to treat myself to a new one now. So it's a brand new machine, a little 3-phase, 170 amps. Quite a nice little machine. It's got settings for spot welding there, wire feed, on and off, and then just the power settings on it. So it's a nice simple little machine, but does what it should do. Right, let's get it put together. does come with this handle, nice ESAB handle with what's called an EU plug on the back of it, so it fits on any machine. But I'm not actually going to use it. I bought another one. Bought this one here, and I'm going to use this one instead. I was going to put this on another welder, but when I took it out of the packet, I actually prefer it. I'll show you why. The handle, if we compare the two handles, there, you can see that the ESAB one that comes with it is a bit thinner, a bit smaller. This one, for me, I've got quite big hands, so this one, it fits a lot better in my hand. I like it. I've tested it already and it's a very, very sensitive trigger, so I really like that as well. So I'm going to use this one instead. And it's got the same EU fitting, so it's just a matter of plugging it in and it'll work straight away. That's it. Right, so I've got it plugged into the wall over there. Like I say, it is 3-phase, so for most people it's probably not going to be advisable for you home hobby garage machine, but like I say, I've worked as a welder for many years and I quite like these. So let's switch it on. Nice little brumming noise that it makes there. Make sure that the handle works. See, I like that it's very, very sensitive. I can still see it starts already there. I don't have to put much pressure on that at all. So that I do like. And that's why I prefer this handle to the other one. As I see it here, you've got your wire feed there. Quite easy to turn. It's got a nice little knob for it. You've got your power. 8 settings. And then it's got as soon as I go past the 0, you can hear it clicking, and you can turn it up for how you want it to weld. And if I press the trigger now with it set there, you'll hear that it starts and stops automatically. If we lower that a bit, it stops automatically. So if you want to do a weld, you can set it to number 10, for example. Press the trigger, it'll weld and weld and weld and weld and weld, and then it stops. And then weld and weld and weld and weld and weld and weld, and then it stops. So that's what that feature does. Inside here, it's got a full roll, so I can get a full, I think about 18 kilos or 15 kilo roll in there. Got a wire feeder here, mechanism for it, so the wire comes in here and you just lock it in place like that. Then you can set the tension. Set the tension on there. Okay, we're going to fit this wire. I've got a big roll here. It is 15 kilos and it is 0.8 of a millimeter in diameter. Right, first thing you want to check is which way the wire comes. As you can see, it's coming out the bottom there, and that's where you want it. It wants to come out the bottom and go in there. So there it is. Make sure that those two are not lined up, and that's to allow that to move. And we can fit the bobbin. Just push this on, lock it in place so it can't come back off again. So that's the bobbin fitted. We've now got this wire, and what a lot of people do is they hold it there and they cut it there. If you do that, you have to spend the next couple of hours winding it back up again. So we're not going to do that. Hold it below it and cut above it like that, so I keep the tension on it. We can reverse that back again, release the tension, the arm comes up, and we feed it into the pipe there, and we want to see it coming out there, and we just with a finger poke it in there. So now it's gone into the tube. As long as that's past there, we can now shut the gauge. What a lot of people do when they get this, doing this wrong now, is they just wind that all the way down to the bottom and tighten it up. It isn't good. It wears out your the wheels in there, so it's not really good. So what we need to do is switch the machine on, and we need to have the hose as straight as possible. So I keep it nice and straight like that. I just press the trigger now, and it'll start to feed it. It won't feed it because I need to turn the wire feed up. And as you can see, it starts to move in there. And we just have to wait here now for the wire to come out the other end. You can kind of feel it in the handle that the wire's coming out. But at the moment, we'll just let it come out. Give it a few minutes to come out, and it'll poke out. As you can see, I've got all the nozzle in the way. Here it comes. There it is. And that sticks out now. There you can see it. We can leave it with that tension, but it's a bit loose. The way to know when the right tension is you hold on to the wire. I need to be able to press the trigger, you see, without it feeding on like that. What I want it to do is slide slightly. So when I hold this, it's not going to keep pushing wire. There, stops. It almost stops at that. There we go. That almost stops. I can just push it and I can just hold against like that. That's the right now. It means that here it's now spinning. I can just put a little bit of tension on this and it stops the feeding it. But that's fine. So cut that off. And this welder is now ready to go.